Oh my goodness, we are live. We are live in 2 days' time, exactly 2 days' time. This time in 2 days' time, we'll be witnessing the 2023 A-League Men's Grand Final. It is upon us, and it's been a long wait. The last 2 weeks have felt really long for, I don't know about you guys, but it has felt long for me, as it has for a lot of Mariners fans, I'm sure, and City fans also. But we are live here to discuss it, to have a bit of a chat about it. Talk about some of the storylines heading into the grand final. And not only that, there's a few things going on tonight. Of course, tonight is the Dolan Warren Awards, where we will see who will be picking up the award for the best player from this season, from the men's and women's competitions, and all the other awards we're going to be running through. Some of the awards have already been presented, so we're going to be running through them very, very shortly. And yeah, just keen to chat with you guys. But what else is going on here in the chat? 1201 is here. Person 1201. Did you watch State of Origin yesterday? No, I didn't. I don't really have too much of an interest in rugby league. Where can I watch the awards night? Is it on Channel 10? It is not available to watch anywhere. It is not available to watch anywhere. So for those keen to watch it, unfortunately, it's not available anywhere. But the link is in the description right now. There is I don't know what you call it. It's like a timeline thing that Keep Up have on their website. We're going to pull it up in just a second. But you cannot watch. There is no broadcast of the awards night. But let's start there. We're going to talk about the grand final in a second, but let's start there because some of the awards have been handed out already. And nothing too shocking. I mean, we will talk about the award for the coach of the season for when it comes to the men's competition. But let's have a look at it. So, again, the link is in the description if you guys want to check this out. But we'll have a bit of a scroll through. Of course, they did the TikTok live on the black carpet, as they call it. There's two Socceroo strikers. And two players will be facing up in the grand final this weekend in Jamie McLaren and Jason Cummings. And we've got Valen Barisha there looking very smart as well. And we get into the awards real soon. Coaches awards have already been handed out. Let's do a bit more of a scroll up here. Referee of the year, Chris Beath. They've announced Chris Beath will be the referee for this year's A-League Men's Grand Final. And then Casey Rybelt as well, referee of the year for the Liberty A-League Women's. And then this is always an interesting award, the Fair Play Award. Check this out. Brisbane Roar picking up the Fair Play Award. This is due to a Fair Play Award given to a team in each of the respective competitions that accrues the cleanest disciplinary record. So there you go, Brisbane Roar. Who would have thought? Not that Brisbane Roar are a particularly dirty team by any means, but there you go, Brisbane Roar. The least amount of yellow and red cards in the A-League men's competition. A-League women's competition, Canberra United. There you go. And then we start to get into some of the real juicy awards towards the end of the night. Of course, coach of the year in the A-League women's, Mark Takaso, West United coached his side to their first ever grand final in the A-League women's competition, where of course they lost out in the Sydney FC. And this is the spicy one. Look, don't get me wrong. Calvert's like a fantastic coach and has done a wonderful job with Adelaide United once again this season. But as we all know, and everyone's saying it across the socials, Nick Montgomery had to be it. Had to be the coach of the year. Didn't they actually mention it here? Let's take a sneak peek at what the blurb says here. Does it get mentioned somewhere? I swear it did, right? Outplayed. Yeah, there you go. Outplayed in the two-leg semis by Nick Montgomery's Mariners. The coach would have been hot favourite to take out the award mid-season. To take out the award. Had a mid-season red card, deemed him ineligible to scoop up the postseason honours. Ridiculous. It's a bizarre rule. I don't know if anyone knew that this was a rule. Not a fan. Imagine if the same rule applied to players. So tonight, I mean, some of the favorites for the men's play of the season. I mean, Craig Goodwin's up there, Brandon Borrello, Matt Leckie, Jamie McLaren. I mean, imagine if Craig Goodwin I don't think Craig Goodwin got sent off this season. But imagine that. That's not a rule, right? Like, if you're a player and you get sent off, you can't just be ineligible for an award anyway. So I find it really bizarre, really ridiculous. Cooper Stadium was voted best stadium. Oh, I did see that, actually. I did see that as well. Um, Vard is overrated. I think he's all right. I think he's done a great job. I think he's done a great job considering, again, Adelaide, one of these, I guess, smaller budgets in terms of when you compare them to other A-League clubs. Plenty of young players, good young players there at Adelaide, and Calvert has done a decent job. So again, nothing against Calvert, but I mean, Monty's just done a fantastic job. They've revealed some of the leaderboards when it comes to the player votes. Alex Chidiac leading after round 5 in the A-League women's competition. In the men's competition, surprise, a little bit, well, not too surprising, I guess, but Callum Neuenhoff, equal top with Joe Lolly. That was just after 7 rounds, so of course, long way to go. Callum Neuenhoff is a sneaky, very sneaky option here, possibility for to pick up the Johnny Warren medal. I don't think it will happen, but he's got 10 points after round 7, and he had a very consistent season. I think we'll see Callum Neuenhoff right up there. Fantastic season, Neuenhoff, absolutely fantastic, and well deserved for him to be up the rankings. I haven't seen anything past this, so this will be my live reaction if we get anything above. Is that our latest update from 13 minutes ago? Whoa, my bad. I think we dropped out there for a second. If you want to check out the link for the timeline for the Johnny Warren medal, the Dolan Warren Awards, the link is in the description if you want to check that out as well. What else are we saying in the chat? What is going on here? Sonny Ballers saying Neuenhoff absolutely smoky, but would deserve. Absolutely would. Like, he hasn't put many feet wrong, if you like, throughout the season. He's been really, really consistent. So I wouldn't be mad if Neuenhoff picked it up. But he's not one of the. It's sort of surprising that he's not one of the names being thrown around. But considering how good of a season he has had, but for me, I'm going for Craig Goodwin. I think he's going to pick it up at the end. I think he's going to pick it up. I think Brandon Brella will come close. I think Jamie McLaren could even sneak in there as well with the amount of goals that he's scored once again this season. But for me, it's got to be Craig Goodwin. Got to be Craig Goodwin. Williams in here. How's it going? Williams says Nizzy should be up there by the end. I think so. I don't know if Nizzy will be the Mariners' highest player just because Jason Cummings scored so many goals this season. I feel like the Mariners player who will have the most votes towards the end probably will be Jason Cummings. Tullio had a very strong finish to the year. Silvera could be up there as well. Costa says Goodwin was robbed last year. Do you think Nestori will be a consistent starter next year? I think he'll start games. I think he will start some games, but I don't think he will be a consistent starter. It's just not. It's not where he is. It's not where he has his impact. And there's this assumption that if he starts, that he'll continue with the same success that he's had this season. I don't think it's the case just yet. I mean, he's still incredibly young. He's still 17 years of age. He will be starting games real soon. But at the moment, he's having such a good impact because he's coming on, in the 70th, 80th minute, running against tired defenders. Don't get me wrong. That's take nothing away from Nestori and Kunda. He's one of the most talented young Australian players that we have at the moment. But I don't think we'll see him as a consistent starter next year. He surely will start some games here and there for sure. Costa says if he gets his fitness up, then possibly. Who will get the Golden Glove? Look, for me, the goalkeeper who's been the best keeper this season for me is Lawrence Thomas. But there's two players. There's probably two goalkeepers you could probably, talk about potentially being voted the best goalkeeper this season. I think Joe Gauci is the other one that's up there as well. Joe Gauci. Scrolling up the timeline, these are the awards that we are seeing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. These are the awards that we're seeing tonight. Some of them have already been awarded. We've got the Golden Glove coming up very, very shortly. Save of the year, goal scorer of the year, the Golden Boot, of course. Goal of the year, as I mentioned, and young footballers of the year. Surely, I mean, Geordie Boss for sure, right? I mean, we're talking about Nestori and Kunda. He could sneak in there. It's got to be Geordie Boss, has to be. And then, of course, we have the Julie Dolan medal and the Johnny Warren medal for the best players in the A-League men's and women's competitions, respectively. Let's talk about the grand final. We're gonna have some more awards trickling through, but we're here to talk about the grand final as well. 1201. Regular viewer of these streams. How you doing, man? Says, are you starting to feel nervous about the grand final? Yes. Yeah, I think so. It's been a bit of a bizarre build-up having the 2 weeks off. I would prefer just to have the 1 week off. I think a lot of people agree. But these last few days, it's starting to build. The fact that it is this coming weekend and now just 2 days away. It's actually come around quick this week. I'm nervous, but I'm feeling really good in terms of my team, Mariners. We've got the signed jersey from the 2013 grand final, winning grand final behind us. The team is playing with the kind of team spirit and togetherness that we saw during that championship winning year. So I'm heading into this grand final confident that the Mariners could well win it. It's not one of those grand finals where I think it's going to be totally one way. So because Mariners are here and are here to win it. Talking about some other awards here, talking about goalkeepers as well. Butter saying Sal very inconsistent, so I would put him at the 5th best keeper. Yeah, but definitely had a better season last year, didn't he? Definitely. Costa says goal of the year should be Nestroy versus Melbourne victory. Very good goal indeed. Diamante to get goal of the year. I think that one against Sydney SC in Tasmania is right up there for sure. For sure. William says, so nervous about the game. Was 8 the last time Mariners played in the grand final. There you go. And that's the thing. For a lot of us Mariners fans who have been there, since the early days, we've all aged. I was goodness me, how old was I in that grand final? I can't remember. I was a teenager. I can tell you that. I was a teenager. I really hope the Melbourne City win just because of Geordie Boss. Excited. Very excited to see where he goes in the future. Sunday Ballers, you going to it? Yes. What are your thoughts about the grand final decision? Not sure if you've said your position. My bad if we missed it. Yeah, it's something I've sort of touched on here and there in live streams. Yes, I'm going. Do I agree with the grand final decision? Absolutely not. I don't think anyone does. I haven't seen anyone that supports the grand final decision. But it's very simple for me. My team, Central Coast Mariners, making a grand final is the biggest thing that can happen for me in football. I mean, outside of, soccer is winning a World Cup or whatever. But you know what I mean? Mariners making a grand final is the biggest event for me. I'm going to attend it regardless of the situation, regardless of where it's held. And that is the main thing. My positivity and my excitement for this grand final overweighs the grand final decision. And look, the grand final decision has been made. It is where it is. Do I hope they change it up after 3 years and go back to what we had before? Yes, absolutely. But I've been supporting this club since I was a kid. There's no way I'm going to miss a grand final. So that's me. Van der Ven in the semi-final goal was a banger. That was a fantastic strike, wasn't it? Fantastic strike. How many tickets have been sold for the grand final? Good question, Jason. I think I don't know if we've got any concrete numbers. Does anyone know? If anyone has seen any figures flying around, I saw somewhere that 22,000. I think I saw that on Twitter. I can't even recall. But if anyone knows, let me know. 100% rate that. Yeah, it's where I stand in it. And again, like totally understand if people are boycotting it. People are welcome to do what they do. But yeah, that's me. Oh, here we go. Would you rather Socceroos win the 2024 Asian Cup or Mariners win this grand final? Actually, that's an easy one. Mariners to win the grand final because I think the chance of Socceroos winning an Asian Cup in the next 10, 12 years is a higher chance of happening. This is Mariners' first grand final in 10 years, right? Whereas Socceroos, every Asian Cup will be up there as one of the teams to potentially win it. Potentially. Butter says, as a Wellington fan, I would fly to Zimbabwe if we made a final. So I rate your opinion. Imagine that. Imagine having an A-League final in Zimbabwe. Snowball says, a lot of negativity amongst A-League fans. We are either kicking off at Eurosnobs or being overly critical of the league ourselves. Yeah, and the main thing is it's exhausting, right? I find it really exhausting. And To be honest, I mean, a lot of you guys have been here for like I recognize all of the names in here. I've watched my content for like a while now, over the last couple of years, and that I like to be super positive in my content. So to go out there and constantly bash the decision just isn't part of my character. Again, don't agree with it at all. It was the wrong decision. It was the wrong decision. It was a mistake by the APL, but I prefer to focus on the positive things. Anyway. Who has been your favorite rival player this season? Favorite rival player? I assume you mean just favorite player from another club other than my team, Central Coast Mariners. Geordie Boss. Geordie Boss. I love watching Geordie Boss. He's been one of the best players in the competition this season. Still nothing about the awards, asks Butter. Let's have a little sneaky peek. Let's check the timeline. If you guys want to check the live feed they have here, there's Calvert holding his coach of the Year Award. Should have been Monty. Good on you, Calvert, but should have been Monty. Any update? Let's do a bit of a refresh here. If you want to check out the feed here, the link is in the description. Do we have any updates? Any more awards? Doesn't look like it. Is everyone else's last update 30 minutes ago? Anyway, 30 minutes ago. If you're just tuning in, we are keeping up to all the latest updates when it comes to the Dolan Warren Awards Night. And Carl Vert has picked up Coach of the Year. And we've still got some big awards coming up, but it doesn't look like we've had any new awards in the last half an hour. Here's how the leaderboard stands after round 7 for the Johnny Warren medal. Callum Neuenhoff at the top alongside Joe Lolly, Craig Goodwin. I mean, Craig Goodwin's going to win it, right? It's got to be Craig Goodwin. He's just been next level this season, double digits in goals and assists. McLaren, Leckie, if Leckie hadn't been injured mid-season, he could have won it for sure. Is there any reason why they don't live stream this? It's a good question. I mean, have they done it in the past? I don't recall them ever live streaming this. I don't recall them ever live streaming this. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, we just have to settle for the updates, don't we? We have to settle for the updates. Costa's rival play of the season, for me, it's Tullio. Yeah, he's been great. Especially, look, the thing with Tullio, and he probably would have been up there in the Johnny Warren medal if he had a stronger start to the season. He took a while to get going. He did. He took a while to get going. I remember watching him in those early rounds, and he wasn't quite getting himself into games like he does now. But the turning point was probably that crazy, like, halfway goal, that goal from the halfway line against Jets in December. Julian says they're probably eating dinner at the awards night right now. That's probably why they haven't announced more yet. I love that. I hope that's the actual reason. They're just too busy eating. They're too busy eating dinner. We saw. I'll scroll down here. Check this out. We had some photos. They got the entire squads, the grand final squads, on the stage, and it looked. I don't know why. It just looked kind of funny having 50, 60 people on the stage down here somewhere. Oh, they've removed it. There was totally a video here before. Oh, here we go. It's in this video here. After the ad. But yeah, they had all of the grand final teams on the stage. If you guys have any more questions about the grand final or anything, or any A-League related questions, feel free to throw them in. Got the Mandalorian mug tonight. Here we go. Here's both teams just filling up the stage. And check out the fresh cut on Christian Theoharis. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Danny Vukovic. A little bit of the beard there on Danny Vukovic. Some of these Mariners players with some fresh hairstyles. Cool. I dig it. Anyway, let's jump back into the chat. Fortnite says, "Sup, Lockie? Rooting for Central Coast Mariners at the grand final since Adelaide is out." Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people will be rooting for Mariners just because they'll be the underdogs, of course. Forecast for Saturday. Crazy Les. 2-1 Mariners. Love it. And if you guys haven't seen my prediction as well, I've got that linked in the description. My prediction video, my preview video is out, which I was trying not to be too biased. But I went for a 2-1 Mariners win as well, Les. I went for a 2-1 win. I think it's going to be really close. I'd be surprised if Melbourne City run away with it because Mariners has just been playing with such confidence. So yeah, 2-1 Mariners. I think extra time we see that winner. Oscar Zawada Fans Play of the Year. Did we miss it? Let's pull it back up again. Fans play. Really? Interesting. Let's hit the refresh here. This is my live reaction to these awards, ladies and gentlemen. We got to scroll up. Give me a sec. But apparently Oscar Zawada has just been voted Fans Player of the Year. He had a fantastic season and for Wellington Phoenix and has been linked heavily with a move initially to. Sorry, I'm getting confused with Lioni. I think he's been linked with a move to. Oh yeah, you're right, Julian. Let's pull it up here. We've got our next award, Oscar Zawada from Wellington Phoenix, the Isuzu Youth A-League Fan Player of the Year. How does that work? So do the fans? Here we go. The fans are in the house to distribute a pair of special honors, Fans Player of the Year, and it's worthy recognition for one of the league's most consistent performers, Wellington Phoenix star Oscar Zawada, who takes out the Men's Fan Player of the Year award. 15 goals this season, fantastic season for Zawada. Bit of a surprise. I probably wouldn't have seen that coming for Fan Player of the Year, but he's been great. He's been great, hasn't he? Butter here. Butter, I know, is a Kiwi. Says, love Zawada. That's right. Potentially will be without their Polish striker next season, Oscar Zawada. So that is our latest award 3 minutes ago. And we've got Maria Rojas has been awarded as the Fan Player of the Year for the Liberty A-League women's competition. Fantastic season with Melbourne City, who made it all the way to the semi-finals. Melbourne City. Congratulations to Zawada and Rojas. All right, let's jump back to the chat. What are we saying here? Bo Show, how's it going, mate? Says, I think the Mariners will win 2-2, then they win 5-4 on penalties. I could see that happening too. You know, with the amount of quality attacking players who are going to be involved in this grand final, we all know about Melbourne City. I mean, McLaren, Leckie, Nabut, Tilio, all four of them could start. They did in the second leg semi-final against Sydney. And then Mariners, the attacking players for Mariners have just been in such good form of late. When you look at Cummings, Tullio up front, Silvera and Kololo, the midfielders chipping in. We think of McGarry's fantastic strike in the first leg semi against Adelaide. There is potential for this grand final to be really, really exciting and for there to be a handful of goals. 2-2 I could see happening. Potentially maybe like a 1-1 after full time, 2-2 after extra time. And then, we'd love a sneaky Mariners win on penalties. Krishna is linked to rejoining. I have seen rumblings of this around, and I hope it's true because Krishna is a fantastic player. I think he'd be a great pickup. Very different player to Oscar Zawada, but would be great for Phoenix. Julian says, fantastic to see Zawada voted as Fans Player of the Year. I think it is good because, look, it'd be great to see him up there when it comes to the Johnny Warren medal, but it's good to see him get some sort of recognition. We've got another award in here. So let's have a look. Julian is in on it quickly. And it is indeed a Western United player who picks up the Goalkeeper of the Year for the A-League Women's Competition, Hilary Beale, who helped her side make it through to the A-League Women's Grand Final, where unfortunately they lost out against Sydney FC. Aaron Conner versus Farrell, happy crowd, dude. I didn't capture it in my vlog, which again is linked in the description. You can check out my Mariners Adelaide semi-final vlog. But the moment when at Central Coast Stadium, at Industry Group Stadium in that semi-final when Kunda was coming on, and then Farrell just like sprints to the sideline to get ready to come on. The noise from the crowd was the loudest I'd ever heard it for an event other than a goal. You know what I mean? It was a substitution, and everyone saw it at once. And you hear this cheer, and like, what's going on? What's going on? And you look down, and like Farrell's right there next to Kunda. I was like, oh my goodness, it's happening again. It's the third installment of the Kunda Farrell rivalry. Who was Player of the Year? We don't know yet. We don't know. Those will be the last awards of the night. But in terms of Player of the Year, if we scroll down here to the votes after round 10, or was it round 7? It was round 7. Callum Neuenhoff leading the way alongside Joe Lolly. But that is, of course, after round 7. So 20 rounds to go after that. It should be Craig Goodwin. My prediction is Craig Goodwin for Player of the Year to pick up the Johnny Warren medal. But look, I mean, someone like Jamie McLaren, who scored so many goals this year, could be up there. Wouldn't it be crazy? Wouldn't it be awesome if someone like Callum Neuenhoff won it? That'd be cool. Easy win for Goodwin. I mean, he's so consistent and has such a high output. I mean, both assists and goals in double digits this season. It's hard not to give it to Goodwin, right? Have they done Young Player of the Year? Not yet. In fact, we will scroll up here. They have a schedule of the awards, what order they're coming out. We've just seen the fan players of the year for the A-League men's and women's competition, as well as goalkeeper of the year. Have we got the men's one yet? Not yet. But as you can see here, coming up next, we will be finding out who is picking up the Golden Glove in the men's competition, saves of the year, Golden Boot, goal of the year, and then we jump into Young Footballer of the Year, and of course the Julie Dolan medal and the Johnny Warren medal towards the end. So this is our schedule remaining for tonight. Thomas, goalkeeper of the year. Yeah, I'm with you, Julian. I'm with you. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Joe Gauchi. He's been great too, and has earned a Socceroos call-up. It's been a great season for him. But Lawrence Thomas. How can you watch this live? No live stream for the awards night tonight. So we only have, and in fact, we've got an update here. It's just happened. Scrolling down, goalkeeper of the year, Lawrence Thomas. Lawrence Thomas from Western Sydney Wanderers. Well deserved. There we go. Can't watch it. Only available on this feed here on the Keep Up website. If you want to check it out for yourself, I've got the link in the description. But just seconds ago, Lawrence Thomas has been revealed to be the goalkeeper of the year in the Isuzu Ute A-League men's competition. Great season. Best defense in the league, Western Sydney Wanderers. Fantastic piece of business to bring Lawrence Thomas back to the A-League. It's been great. Really, really good stuff. All right. What else are we saying? Banner. Bit of a different one, but I like it. Here we go. Ideal lineup for Knicks next season. All right, let's jump into it. A 3-5-2. Marinovic back in goals. Sermon, Wood, and Payne as central defenders. Marco Rojas back at the club. Of course, Altai, new signing for Wellington. Rufa, Costa Barbarouses, Krayev, Zawada, Krishna. That is a terrifying side. Oh, my goodness. It's an incredibly attacking side too. Look, that would be an insane lineup for Wellington Phoenix. That would be arguably the best lineup they've ever fielded. Plenty of quality players there. I just doubt, if Krishna comes back, if Marco Rojas comes back, will Zawada still be there? I don't know if I can see that happening. But goodness me, there's a lot of attacking firepower in that lineup. But Phoenix fans would love to see that. Tongic will be a free agent very soon, Lockie. Would you take him back at Central Coast Mariners? Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tongic had a great couple of years, his last couple of years with the Mariners. A lot of people forget he earned a Socceroos call-up. Ruben Tongic played for the Socceroos. Was that a year ago? I think it was a year ago now, wasn't it? Or maybe it was the year before. I can't remember now. Anyway, would I take Ruben Tongic back to Central Coast Mariners? Yeah, I think so. Look, I don't think he'd get a run ahead of Nectar Triantis and Brian Kaltak. And, I mean, the way it stands, he's probably behind Dan Hall at the moment, so he wouldn't be a starting centre-back. But but he wasn't a starting centre back at West Sydney Wanderers, and he left to go out on loan mid-season, didn't he? Knew just football's in here. How's it going, mate? Costa, are Adelaide going to get involved in the transfer business? We often don't. We shall see. We shall see. Costa, as an Adelaide fan, I've got a question for you. What areas of the pitch would you like to see strengthened? What areas of the pitch would you like to see strengthened for Adelaide United? You know, they're pretty well covered across the park. Maybe a really sort of a good, high quality central defender, experienced central defender. I think maybe Adelaide would benefit from that, and maybe one more central midfielder just to help out Isaias and Dorigo. We know one day is departing the club, and we wish one day all the best with his injury recovery. Of course, that terrible injury from this season. Save of the year to Hillary Bill. Julian is breaking the award news. He's absolutely on it. So thank you, Julian, for bringing that to my notice. And as we scroll up here, indeed, Hillary Bill with her second award of the night, Save of the Year. Fantastic campaign for the Western United goalkeeper. That was just 2 minutes ago. So just in a moment here, we are going to see the men's Save of the Year as well. I wonder what it'll be. We all know about Goals of the Year, right? But Save of the Year. Look, the one that springs to mind for Save of the Year for the men's would be, just because it was recent, and I was there for this one, the Tom Glover double save in the first league semi against Sydney. Maybe that one. Going back to talking about that Adelaide lineup, defense. Costa says defense is where the Reds need recruitment. Fortnite says centre back is a massive priority. Alex XG, how's it going, mate? Says I'm an Adelaide fan, and I'll say striker, right wing, and centre back. Interesting. Josh says I'm an Adelaide. Dude, we have a lot of Adelaide fans here tonight. I'm an Adelaide fan. We need centre backs. It's a funny one, and like I say experienced centre back because Adelaide have 4 central defenders, right? Nick Ansell, Lockie Barr, Alex Popovich, and Ben Warland, and they're all kind of like, none of them are like top tier A-League, like team of the season centre backs. The best one of that bunch for me is probably Lockie Barr. I think he's actually really good. They're all sort of kind of average, nothing against those players, but they all struggle with injuries. We see that a lot, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Julian says, I hope Aaron Cooner wins Young Player of the Year. He could certainly be in there, but I think Geordie Boss will take it. Sunday Baller says, Rogic free agent, not past his best yet. Would love to see him back in the league. Absolutely. And look, everyone's calling for him. Everyone's calling for him to join the new Canberra club, which would be great. We've got another award in just now. Let's have a look. The Save of the Year for the Isuzu Ute A-League men's competition, Andrew Redmayne. And the media clip is still loading. Are they uploading the video? We'd love to see the footage of the save. I wonder if I'll mention which specific save it is. I can't. I watch a lot of A-League, but I can't pull saves off the top of my head. You know what I mean? Grey Wiggle picks up the gong for the A-League men save of the season. The honour goes to the Sky Blues shot stopper for a sensational save, denying Melbourne City's Andrew Naboot a near certain goal angled towards the bottom left corner. I can't say that I remember that. Was it? It wasn't in the semi-finals, was it? Was it in the semi-finals? I don't think so. But anyway, Andrew Redmayne, congratulations. All right, we are keeping an eye. If you guys are just tuning in, we are keeping an eye on the Dolan Warren Awards Night. Some big awards coming up. Young Player of the Year, Player of the Year. Jumping back to the chat here, some interesting. We're talking about the Adelaide lineups, Wellington lineups. William's got a tough question here, very tough question. What would you be on Mariners all-time starting 11? Have to play 4-4-2. Let's do it off the top of my head. Matty Ryan in goals, but there's been some. Danny Vukovic is close. Mark Birighitti is close, but Matty has to be Matty Ryan in goals. Right back. I kind of want to go Storm Roo, but we're going to go Pedro Bowic. We're going to go Patrick Zanzvike. We got to go Trent Sainsbury. Kyle Rolls on the bench. Left back, it's got to be Josh Rose. So it's that championship winning back four, including the goal and the goalkeeper for me. In midfield, let's go all time. Let's go John Hutchinson and Nick Montgomery. On the wings, I'll tell you what, up top, I'm going to go Daniel McBreen and Jason Cummings, Matty Simon on the bench, and then for the wingers, man, I'm going to go Michael McGlinchey, who's incredibly underrated during his time at the club. Michael McGlinchey on the right, and let's just go. Who should we go on the left? Oh my goodness, you're putting me on the spot. On the left-hand side for the Mariners, let's say Bernie Abini. He was very good. My answer will change in a day's time. I can tell you that for sure. What else are we saying in the chat here? Bosho, what position do you think the Mariners needs to improve on? There's not many because we're pretty well covered, and there's a lot of good young players coming through. But if I had to pick one, probably another central midfielder. I mean, the guys that are there, fantastic. Maybe another central midfielder, and maybe another right back. We've got a couple good left backs in Farrell and McGarry, but Stormroo has sort of been the main right back. Sash Kozeski's fantastic as well. But yeah, not too much. Butter saying Winston Reid is still a free agent, but he's had too many injuries, so I only see him playing in the Middle East. Be cool to see Winston Reid back at Wellington Phoenix. We signed him in our FIFA career mode when we did a Wellington Phoenix rebuild last year. Oh my goodness, how many Central Coast Mariners can you name in 30 seconds? 1, 2. Someone count for me. Okay. Matty Ryan, Trent Sainsbury, Danny Vukovic, Patrick Zanzvike, Josh Rose, Nick Montgomery, John Hutchinson, Bernie Abini, Michael McGlinchey, Mile Stojowski. We're up to 11. Daniel McBreen. Are we at 30 seconds yet? Anyway, I could keep going. You get the point. 11. William says it would have to be striker if Cummings leaves. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, there's been a lot of rumors around Jason Cummings and whether he will be sticking around the club next season. And there's some interest from India from what we've seen, and it'll be interesting to see what the club do if he does leave. There's some good young players coming through. I mean, Miguel DePizio, one of them indeed. Costa says Gauchi saves the save of the season versus Central Coast Mariners' first leg in the semi-final against Cumdog. Yeah, that was a great save. Actually, I'll tell you what, it was a good save, but it was more of a poor shot. Because if you sort of look at it, Jason Cummings didn't make it difficult for Gauchi. You know what I mean? It was sort of straight at him. Did Cummings join the Indian club? Nothing official yet from what we've seen. Julian asks, how do you think the Raw will do next season? I think the Raw, as it stands, won't go any further up the ladder because they need to do some better recruitment. I think the coach signing of Ross Aloisi is a good one, a very experienced person when it comes to the A-Leagues. They need to sign some quality players, and they need to sign some players who are going to stay at the club and stay fit. So yeah, very curious to see what Brisbane Roar do in the off season. But as it stands, I don't see them cracking top 6 with their current squad. Good young players there. I mean, Jez Lofthouse re-signed for the next season. Yeah, we'll see. Award for Jamie McLaren, one that we already knew the answer to just a moment ago. Jamie McLaren was awarded the Golden Boot. Of course, the man is a goal-scoring machine. Jamie McLaren, once again, picking up the Golden Boot. This is just standard for him, isn't it? Let's see what he had to say picking up the award. This season has been pretty special for us at Melbourne City. This award is great, but I'm going to be a father soon, and the award, she's sitting over there at the moment. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, isn't it? He gestured to his wife, Eva, in the crowd. I can't wait. What a guy. Jamie McLaren picking up the Golden Boot in the men's competition. Very good. These are the remaining awards. We've got Goal of the Year coming up, as well as Young Footballer of the Year, and of course the Julia Dolan Medal and the Johnny Warren medal coming up real soon. We're going to be reacting to it live. Who's going to be picking up those big awards at the end? A lot of speculation. We will find out very shortly, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, good question, Chuck, mate. Who should Sydney's next captain? Who should be Sydney's next captain? I think Ryan Grant. Ryan Grant's a fair shout. Of course, as we know, it was announced today, Alex Wilkinson retiring. Fantastic career. Well done, Alex Wilkinson. Ryan Grant is absolutely an understandable selection. I think Andrew Redmayne would make a lot of sense. I think Luke Bratton would make a lot of sense too. Yeah, there's a few options there for Sydney FC, but Ryan Grant definitely would be up there as a favourite, I think. We've got another award here. The Golden Boot for the women's competition has gone to Hannah Keane, who scored 13 goals over this season for Western United, helping her side qualify for their first ever grand final in their first ever season. Congratulations to Hannah Keane from Western United. Fantastic campaign. Jamie McLaren, Hannah Keane, two of the top goal scorers across the men's and women's competitions, respectively. All right, and that's right. Julian, the Western United fan, happy about that one. That would be cool, Butter. That would be cool if they announced 3 nominees for every award, then the winner, like the Oscars, right? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good to recognize, some of the other players who came close. Butter with a hot take here. I reckon Redmayne is overrated. Takeaways: Peru shootout. He's done nothing for years. Well, I mean, he's helped Sydney FC win championships, so that is worth mentioning. It's an interesting take. I was talking about the goal Gauchi conceded versus Central Coast Mariners' second goal. That was shocking, and I was making a joke out of it. There we go. Bilbo Baggins is here. Says wish was live streamed. Yeah, a lot of people here have been saying they wish this was streamed. So keep up. Sorry, A-Leagues, if you're watching, give us a stream next time. Give us a stream. Bosho says Danny Vukovic is getting old now. Do you think he's going to retire soon? I don't think so. He's playing very well. He's had a great season for the Mariners. I see him going on for another couple of years or so, and seems happy here on the Central Coast. Hey, we've got another award. Let's bring it up. Graphic hasn't loaded yet, but Madison Haley from Sydney FC has just won the A-League Women's Goal of the Year with her strike against Brisbane Roar back in December 2022. American striker winning that award. Fantastic stuff. Madison Haley winning the award. Scored some goals in the grand final, of course, as well, didn't she, Madison Haley, for Sydney FC in the A-League Women's competition. Not too many awards left to go. Let's have a look. Look at it. Dude, we're on the final stretch. If you guys are just tuning in, we are reacting to the live awards night for the A-League here. I see you. Goal of the Year is coming up. Who will it be? Will it be Erin Kunda for his goal against Victory? Will it be Diamanti for his long-range strike against Sydney? I tell you what, I'm going for that Diamanti goal. I am going to go for that Diamanti goal. Craig Goodwin's free kick against Wellington could be up there as also. There's some great selections for Goal of the Year in the men's competition. I'm going for Diamanti. So if you guys want to keep an eye on this feed too, I've got it linked in the description if you want to keep your own eye on it as well. But yeah, we'll be pulling up as soon as we get an update. But 1 minute ago, Madison Haley has picked up the A-League Women's Goal of the Year. Congratulations to Madison. Let's jump back to the chat. What else are we saying here? Okay. Fortnite says, so how do these awards work? Does every A-League player attend, or is it just people nominated for an award? I believe so. Yes. Yeah. Because if they had every player attend, it wouldn't be goodness me, they would need to find a stadium instead of I think they're at the Star in Sydney. That's where this is happening. So yeah, it's the grand final teams are there. So everyone from the grand final teams are there. We've seen them on stage early tonight, and all the players sort of in contention for a goal. Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh. Collie. Giordano Collie has just won Goal of the Year. I remember this one. long range strike against Adelaide United. Dude, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It was a great goal too. Yeah. As they say here, Colley's incredible long range goal against Adelaide United in October takes home the men's goal of the year. The Perth Glory midfielder found himself in plenty of space on the edge of the area. Dude, it wasn't even edge of the area from memory. He was like 30 meters out before curling the ball past Joe Gauci into the top 5 corner. Fantastic goal. It was one of those goals. You can go check out the highlights somewhere, I'm sure. It was one of those goals from memory where it like swerved in the air. He just like absolutely belted it, and it swerved into the goal. Dude, I'm cool with that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Chuckmeat says Tulios and Diamante's clear. I mean, both could have been up there as well. Genuinely don't remember it. To be fair, I think it was like round 2 or 3. I mean, they say it's in October, so it was very early on. But yeah, there you go. So just seconds ago, Giordano Coley from Perth Glory has picked up goal of the year. Dude, it was a great strike. I do remember it. I remember watching it, and it was one of those goals where it just came out of nowhere because he was like 30, 35 meters out, and he just hit it, and Joe Gauci just was unable to even move. It traveled so fast. There was some great goals scored this year, but Coley has picked up goal of the year. Let's jump back to the chat. Costa says, I remember it feels so long ago because of the World Cup. That's right. That's right. Alex says, I thought it was more bad positioning from Gauci. Not the first time we've discussed poor positioning from Joe Gauci this season, hey? Julian says, I think Lofthouse will have a breakout season. Yeah, potentially. I mean, after being re-signed, and he's set for a big season for Brisbane Roar next year. I think he'll be a crucial play for them for the next year. Bilbo Baggins, comment from a moment ago. Who do you think Mariners should sign as a Cummings replacement? Look, I mean, maybe unpopular opinion, but I'm pretty happy with the options that are here with Tulio, Maresh, and then Dylan Wenzel-Halls as our 3 main strikers. We've got Miguel De Pizio coming up from the youth squad, who's a fantastic talent as well. All right, not many awards left. Not many awards left. Let's have a look at what we have remaining. Oh, dude, they've given us an update on the leaderboards just now. This is breaking news. Here we go. Let's have a look. And surprise, surprise, it is Craig Goodwin leading the way. How do we zoom? Let me zoom, please. Craig Goodwin is leading the way when it comes to the leaderboard for the Johnny Warren medals. That is after round 17, 24 points. It has to be him, right? He has to do it, surely. Other players there. Dude, Matt Leckie's still up there despite picking up that mid-season injury. Jay O'Shea on 16. Jamie McLaren 16, Brandon Brolin 15. That is a decent margin between second and third there. That's a solid margin. So it's Matt Leckie, but it's going to be Craig Goodwin, right? I mean that's almost confirmed it's going to be Craig Goodwin because Matt Leckie missed a chunk of games after round 17. And there's I can't see Jay O'Shea or McLaren or Barella catching Goodwin. I think Craig Goodwin has just picked up the award for the Johnny Warren medal. I think that's it. Pack it up, we can go home. Anyway, we'll see. Callum Neuenhoff could make a late charge. We'll see. What else are you saying here? Charlie, let's talk about it. Jumping back to the grand final. Can the Mariners get the W? I think so. I rate Mariners in this grand final. I think there's a great chance that we do it just because Mariners are playing with such confidence and the team spirit's so good at the moment. So look, it'll be a tough test for sure. Talking about the Johnny Warren medal, Barella did turn it on late in the season. Could be close. That is true. I think if anyone's going to catch him, I think this is after round 17. But if anyone is going to jump up there, it could well be Barella. I mean, Jay O'Shea actually had a pretty decent finish to the season as well. He had that run where he scored like 6 consecutive games, right? He was on fire for a while there. Hey, an update on the Julie Dolan leaderboard as well. Alex Chidiac up the top with 18 points. Madison Haley close behind. She might be able to catch. Chidiac at the top there. Rihanna Policina had a great season for City. Courtney Vine, the Matilda, and Dylan Holmes in there as well. Plenty of exciting names in contention for the Julie Dolan award as well. So there's our update when it comes to the votes for the two main prizes, the awards that we have remaining. No, dude, we've only got 4 awards remaining. We are about to find out. We are about to find out who will be the young footballers of the year in both the men's and women's competitions, and then the final awards, the Julie Dolan medal. I always get that's a tongue twister for me for some reason. Julie Dolan, Johnny Warren. I think when you say them back to back, that's where it gets a tongue twister. It's like Julie Dolan, Johnny Warren. Julie Dolan, Johnny Warren. There you go. There's your tongue twister for tonight. Anyway, those awards will be coming in real soon. Hey, let's jump back into the chat. What else are we saying here? Chuckmate, very happy. Sydney FC fan. Chuckmate says, W Red is getting save of the year. Talking about Craig Goodwin, I believe he fortnight for his Johnny Warren medal potential win. He was robbed last year of a Brimmer. I was okay with Brimmer picking up last year. I mean, Goodwin absolutely could have picked it up as well. He was close, but yeah, Jakey Brimmer had a great season last year. At Chuckman, I'm just seeing your comment from just a moment ago. Which signing is the flop of the season? Could say Nani or possibly Kurpic. Here's the thing with flop of the season, and like not to like be a downer, but like I feel like there has to be like a limit of games in terms of like whether we can call them a flop of the season, because like some players just didn't play enough games, right? You know, you could call it like a flop signing, but whether the play themselves is a flop, like I don't know, you know. If Nani had never been injured, maybe he would have won the Johnny Warren medal. You know, unlikely, but yeah. Callum Neuenhoff should win young player. I didn't mention him for that award, but he's absolutely in there. Actually, he should be in there for sure. Not Aaron Kunda. I think the three for me. I think Geordie Boss has to win it. I think he simply has to win it. He's been unreal this season. But Callum Neuenhoff should absolutely be in there. And Nestor Aaron Kunda just outside, I think, as well. Julian, West United fan, Julian says, I reckon Lacroix was flop of the season. I don't know if I mean, he was very poor this season. I think maybe, you know, because of the context, because he was just so good last season, you know, it made him look this season like, you know what I mean? Like the contrast was so harsh. So, I don't know if I'd go as far as say that he was flop of the season. But, yeah, I mean, Chuck Meat before mentioned Sulejman Kripic. He's probably up there. But again, he was only here for a few months, wasn't he? But it says Nani got injured, took his pay, went back to Europe. Charlie Austin's also up there, says Alex. So, I mean, I guess so. But again, it's a similar thing where like Charlie Austin only played like a few games. You know, if he'd stuck around, maybe he would have been all right. So it's a tricky one. Like, I feel like there has to be like a minimum of like 10 games played to, you know, to qualify for flop of the season. Yeah. Kripic was not very good. You're correct, G-Dub4. Kripic wasn't good. And it was I think good business by Wanderers just to move him on and bring in someone like Amor Layuni, who was unreal. It was awesome. Boy coming in with his top 6 plays of from this year in no particular order. Boss, Neuenhoff, Aaron Contilio, Triantis, Jelicic. Love it. 6 fantastic players who could all potentially be starting for the Socceroos in their first group stage game in the 2026 World Cup. You heard it here first. Who has been the marquee signing over all the years? Alex, I assume you're asking who has been like the best marquee signing across like the history of the A-League over all the years. The best marquee signing. I mean, my brain's going to Del Piero. I think he had a really, really good stint at Sydney FC. If anyone else has any other suggestions, throw them in there. But Del Piero was great, wasn't he? G-Dub says, I'll say if Nani wasn't injured, Kurpic would be the main flop. And I don't know if he was signed as a marquee, but Thomas Broich was one of the best overseas players to play in the A-League as well. But in terms of marquee signing, my brain just goes to Del Piero. Yeah, man. All right. Let's see if we've got any more updates from the awards night. 2 minutes ago, we had an update when it comes to the votes count for the Johnny Warren leaderboard. Jelicic for young player. Yeah, I would love to see him pick it up. I think he's been very underrated, very underrated. And as we've seen just this past week, he's moved overseas, isn't he? He's scored his European move, which is great for Keegan Jelicic. Julian says, I agree with Del Piero. Then Diamante behind him for best marquees. He's up there as well. I mean, not only what he's done on the park, especially in those first couple of years for Western, but off the park as well. That first season especially, he was very good for Western, and helped them lift their first ever championship a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. 4 awards remaining. And of course, we are discussing tonight the awards night as well as the grand final itself, which is coming up 2 days' time. I want right now, before we see these final 4 awards, drop right now in the chat your score prediction for the grand final. Score prediction, not simply who's going to win, but your score prediction. Let me know if it's going to go to extra time or penalties. I'm curious to see what the public has to say. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. My prediction videos are announced and linked to the description if you want to check it out. And I went for a Mariners win. I'm sticking with my 2-1 Mariners to win in extra time. Cummings to score it late. We've got some predictions coming in here. I appreciate the apology. Alex says sorry. 2-1 Melbourne City in 90 minutes. Julian says 4-2 to Central Coast Mariners. Wouldn't that be great? We've got Butter saying 3-2 in extra time. 3-2 to who? 3-2 to who, Butter? Please say Mariners. Oh my goodness, Julian. This would go down as the greatest grand final of all time if it ends 5-4 to Central Coast Mariners. Jason coming in with his prediction saying 2-1 after 120 minutes. Boy saying 1-1. Central Coast Mariners to win 5-3 on penalties. Love it. 3-2 to Mariners, says J-Dub. Dude, 8-0 Mariners. It's happening. You heard it here first. We've got some more predictions coming in here. 3-0 to City. 2-1 Mariners. 2-1 Mariners. 3-2 Mariners after extra time. We've got a lot of Mariners predictions here. Fortnite also says 3-0 Mariners. City need to be officially humbled. I'm loving these Mariners predictions. I hope you're not just doing it for me, being a Mariners fan. But there you go. A lot of Mariners predictions. Charlie with a good question here. When will the Socceroos squad be announced for the Argentina friendly? Argentina released theirs earlier this week. Would love to see Irankunda make his debut. Yeah, it'd be great to see Irankunda make an appearance for the Socceroos. Dude, should be soon. We don't know. But yeah, we saw that Argentina squad, and it is terrifying. That is a full-string squad for Argentina, headlined, of course, by Lionel Messi. In terms of when the Socceroos squad's announced, I expect it to be after the grand final. So let's say Monday. I reckon early next week we see it. Of course, the game's being played on Thursday, June 15, which is not too far away at all. And we'll be doing a live watch along for that match, of course. So, dude, it is a busy time after the A-League wraps up too. A lot of Australian national teams involved in tournaments real soon. We've got some more grand final predictions. 4-0 City. 2-0 Central Coast Mariners. Tulio scores both the goals, says Costa. Peter says 3-1 to City. All right, we're getting some mixed predictions now. Josh says, I'm saying 2-1 to Mariners. Samuel Severa to score a goal. We've got this isn't an award update, but we've had an update on the live blog. We've got an update on the live blog just now. How about some grand final build-up? We're still waiting to reveal the winners of both the Liberty A-League and Isuzu A-League Young Footballer of the Year, as well as the Julie Dolan and Johnny Warren medalists. In the meantime, get your feel of grand final reading as we draw ever closer to the City v Mariners in the grand final. Okay. They've just promoted an article. Good on them. That reminds me. Hey, if you haven't checked it out, and this is, I have no affiliation with the A-Leagues or anything, but check out the new A-League All Access episode that came out tonight. It was great. Just shows the build up in both the grand final teams' squads, and it was great. I know there's been like a lot of negative talk around like the A-Leagues and like the people in charge of decisions that have been made. We don't need to talk about that, But can we just say that A-League All Access has been one of the greatest things that that has been implemented when it comes to the A-Leagues, of all time. It's been fantastic. A-League All Access has been fantastic. And the people putting it together, who I assume is Jam TV, because the logo comes up at the end of every episode, it's unreal. They make it's like a fully functioning documentary style video every single time. It's been great. Has any Central Coast Mariner player won an award yet? No, not yet. Not yet. And I'll tell you what, just a word on this. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if anything, it sums up how the Mariners, it's not about like one key player sort of carrying the team, I guess. Not suggesting that someone like Craig Goodwin or Jay McLaren are carrying their respective sides. But Mariners are one of those teams where like everyone collectively is performing well consistently. You know what I mean? So there isn't really one player who's like absolutely, the star of the team. We talk about Jason Cummings, Silvera, Nisbet, Caltac, all these guys, man. Tulio. Fortnite on A-League All Access says, I hope they continue A-League All Access. It definitely adds to the intensity and depth and gives the league international recognition and storylines. Storylines is what it provides too, which is something that fans need to get more engaged with the league. Storylines. So if you want to get more invested in the league, check out A-League All Access. There's been some fantastic episodes across the season. All right, we are just moments away from seeing the awards presented for the young players of the year and the players of the year. If you want to keep an eye on the timeline, it is linked in the description. We've got another question coming in here from Julian. Julian says, how do you feel about relegation in the A-League? I think it would be great. I think a lot of us agree it would be great. How it gets implemented, that's the question. We had a news story break last week, and I did a video on it. If you haven't seen it, it's on the channel, talking about the potential A2 league, having an A1 league and A2 league, and promotion relegation between those two leagues. Check it out, the video, if you haven't seen it. I explain everything that was revealed in this article from Sydney Morning Herald. I don't think we'll see it for a while. I think it'd be great to see it eventually, but I think we're still at least 10 years off it, in my opinion. But it says, I love and hate A-League All Access because I only got one next episode. They teased Uffy, an Uffy one that I never got. I guess for logistical reasons, it was probably tricky, considering Wellington Phoenix are in a different country. But look, it would have been great to see more Wellington stories for sure. Oh, hot take, Gilbert Baggins. I like this hot take though, because we can discuss it, right? Goodwin carries Adelaide. They look like a bottom half team without him. Interesting. I don't know if I go that far. I mean, they've got good players in Dorigo, and I think Halloran's a consistent performer. Zach Clough has had a decent season. Yavi Lopez is one of the best right backs in the competition. So look, there's a decent team there. They've got a great goalkeeper in Joe Gauci. So, but I mean, Craig Goodwin is certainly their best player. Charlie says biggest marquee flop award to Daniel Sturridge. I don't think anyone's arguing with that one. Oh no, Elite Falcon says, I've got a cold and grand final week. Hopefully I'll recover. Dude, wishing you a speedy recovery, mate. Make us Central Mariners and Melbourne City starting lineup. I think it'll be the same lineup that we saw in the second leg semis. I assume that's what you mean in terms of like their individual lineups, not like a combined lineup. But yeah, I don't think we'll see any changes. The squads were announced today, like the teams, and there's no injuries. There's no major injuries. There's no outs for both teams. Who do you think West United should sign in replacement of Acquire? Good question. Good question. Maybe sneaking, one of those centre backs from a rival club. Maybe someone like a Nuno Reis from Melbourne City would be a good pickup. Maybe one of those Adelaide centre backs. We were talking about some of those Adelaide centre backs before. Maybe like an Alex Popovich. We'll see. What's your crowd prediction for the grand final? well, the figure that we've been hearing has been floating around is 22,000. I think I saw that on Twitter today or yesterday. I'd like to see it, push over 25K. Meant to say combined. Okay, let's do a combined Melbourne City and Mariners lineup. Vukovic goals. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Vukovic goals. We're going to go Stormroo and Kaltak in defense. Curtis Good, Geordie Boss has to be left back. In midfield, let's go Nisbet and O'Neill, and then we'll go Tilio on the right, Silvera on the left, and then a front two of Cummings and McLaren. Some good plays missing out in that combined 11. I mean, no Matt Leckie. Could have easily had Matt Leckie in there too. I think Tilio's had a better season than Leckie overall, though, in my opinion. Josh Laws to West United, says Butter. That'd be interesting. Haven't heard anything about that. Bradley's here. How's it going, Brad? Says, good luck Saturday night, mate. I'll be there cheering on the Mariners. Jeez, man. Hope you enjoy the game. Interesting question from GW4. What is your top three defenders in the A-League right now? Top three defenders in the A-League right now. Tommy Machella from Western Sydney Wanderers, Brian Kaltak, Central Coast Mariners, Curtis Good, Melbourne City. Yeah, Tommy Machella, Brian Kaltak, Curtis Good. There we go. Silvera over Leckie, again, like so close, right? But I think Silvera has just been unreal this season. If Leckie hadn't been injured mid-season, I think he would have. He'd be in there for me. He'd be in there for me. But Silvera's been unreal. What do you think is the best Brisbane Raw starting 11 with their current squad? Like Jordan Holmes, Hingett, Neville. I'm just trying to think because whether they play a back three, because they do like to change the formation up Brisbane sometimes. Let's go a back four. So we'll go Hingett, Neville, Aldred. Courtney Perkins isn't going to be there anymore, so we'll chuck Brindle South in at left back. I think they need to make some improvements in that back line though. Henry Hoare, Gomulka, Truen in midfield, Jez Lofthouse off the left, and then Jay O'Shea playing in behind whoever they sign as a striker for next season, because they've I think Skepovic is leaving, Joe Knowles is leaving the club. Brisbane Raw need to sign a striker, so we'll see what they do in that department. Falcon says, not going to lie, Triantis is better than Curtis Good. Dude, I'm the biggest Triantis fan. I love Nectar Triantis. He's been unreal this season as well. I keep saying unreal. Better than Curtis Good. I think that's a tough one. Curtis Good is fantastic. Thea Harris should get a starting place instead of Ballard. Ooh, interesting take. That would change the tactics, I think, a little bit, because Thea Harris is a bit of a different player to Ballard. Thea Harris more of a wide player. And Ballard's been fantastic this season. Oh, Peter, interesting question. If someone gets a red card in the grand final, who will it be and how? Hopefully not Danny Vukovic. No, that was a long time ago, that Danny Vukovic incident. He has matured a lot since then. Who's going to get let's just say Scott Jamieson. Look, nothing against Scott Jamieson, but we know he's a very competitive player. And I should probably, not to be biased, I shouldn't be biased. I should say Brian Kaltak. He's picked up 3 red cards this season. He's a great player and a great guy, Brian Kaltak. But he's picked up 3 red cards. So there you go. Falcon says Brian Kaltak slide tackle on J-Mac in the box. There you go. What's on your mug tonight? We've got we've got Grogu. We've got the Mandalorian mug out. So there we go. All right, surely not long now till we see some updates on the awards night. 7 minutes ago was the last post on the live blog here on the Keep Up website. And then when was the last award due? They're really taking their time, aren't they? The last award. 9 minutes ago, we got some more photos. 19 minutes ago was the last update we had in terms of the votes. So surely we're going to see some updates in terms of the next couple of awards in the next few moments. So while we wait, feel free to throw some questions into the chat, and let's talk. Can you even see me when I'm writing? Yes, you have been seen. Apologies if I don't get around to your question. A lot of coming through. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning in too. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. They are eating, I reckon, sells Bilbo. Potentially. And it's Tommy Urich out of nowhere after playing, 9 minutes this season for Melbourne Victory. Imagine that. Tommy Urich picking up the Johnny Warren medal. What kit are you going to rock Saturday night? Good question. I haven't thought about it. I've got. It's one of my favorite kits. Is the Mariners away kit from last season, which it'll probably be that one. But probably be a cold night too. So I'll have the Mariners jacket on too. I'm sure. They said they're having a break about 2-3 posts ago. There we go. Hopefully not too long of a break. Spencer's here. Says, hey, Lockie, how have you been? I've been very good, man. Hope you've been well. Good to see you tuning in here, Spencer. Spencer, a regular viewer of our live streams here. We've been doing plenty of live watch-longs over the end of this season. And some fun content coming up too. We're doing a live watch-long for the Socceroos Argentina game, which is in a couple weeks' time as well. Yeah. Poor Topper Stanley, Young Player of the Year award. Dude, I mean, we just got to say congratulations to Topper Stanley for a fantastic career. Has been a fantastic player in the A-Leagues for so many years. Ali Falcon says, I'm superstitious. So I'm wearing, when it comes to the Mariners jersey, I'm wearing the gear we've been undefeated with. There we go. Yeah, dude. Go for it. Go for it. What is your most viewed video? Good question, Charlie. I'm actually not sure. It might be. You could probably find out in the channel. I mean, I could probably find out right now, actually. Let's do it, actually. Let's see if I can pull this up. What is my most viewed video? Good, interesting question, Charlie. Let's find out. Still no updates on the awards, so we're keeping an eye out on that. If anyone knows, let me know. What is my most viewed video? I think I shall tell you what I think it might be. It might be my Socceroos versus Japan vlog from March last year. Just give me a second here while I pull up the channel and the most popular video. Let's find out. Let's find out. Here's the channel. Let's have a look. Most viewed video. And again, guys, thanks so much if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, or whether it's been just been a few days. There you go. Okay, so it is the vlog. So it's always it's generally the more international content because obviously you get you know have fans from other countries watching. There you go. I actually didn't even know that for 5.2K views on the dude, and it's not a fun video to watch back too because Socceroos lose, of course. And then my World Cup draw reaction and World Cup predictions they're in there as well. So there's some of the most viewed videos. That's actually interesting. I actually didn't know that. So thanks for the question. Fortnite says, it would be cool to see you do tons of preseason content. Gets so boring without the A-League. Yeah, I've actually got a bunch of stuff planned too. I mean, we've obviously got some Socceroos stuff coming up. We've got the Women's World Cup coming up as well. And then pretty much after, it doesn't really stop because we've got the Socceroos friendly in a couple of weeks and some like under 23 stuff coming up real soon. And then you've got the Women's World Cup, which is going to go for like a month or so. And then after that, the Australia Cup is underway. So it's going to be nonstop, really. Yeah, it's going to be nonstop. All-time favorite Central Coast Mariners lineup over the years. I mean, like, yeah, I always go. We've got the signed jersey in the background here, but I always go back to the 2013 Grand Final. That team was just unreal. Was so good. John Hutchinson, Ollie Bozanic, Bernie Abini, Michael McGlinchey, Stajowski, Patrick Zanzvike. I mean, so many class players. Some of the players from our current squad, probably be sneaking onto a bench involving that lineup. But yeah. Julian asks, when will you do a new A-League career mode on FIFA and which team? Yeah, keen to do some more FIFA content real soon. We just finished up our Brisbane Raw career mode, 6 episodes of that career mode out to watch right now on the channel. So, I mean, if you guys have any suggestions right now, let me know. What an idea that I've been playing around with would be to create an A-League All-Stars on FIFA. Like, do like, for those that know that play FIFA, they create a club thing and we sign all the players. I'd be keen to try something like that. Put them in the Premier League or something like that. So that's an option as well. That's an option as well. All right, let's do a refresh here on the Keep Up website. If you guys want to keep up to date on this live blog on the Keep Up website, I've got it linked in the description if you want to check it out. And as we scroll down, have we got any updates here? Doesn't look like it. Young Player of the Year awards coming up real soon, and Player of the Year coming up also. Just to do a quick recap on the awards that have been awarded tonight. Referees of the Year, Chris Beath and Casey Rybelt. We've got the Fair Play Award to Brisbane Roar and Canberra United. Calvert and Mark Tocaso winning Coach of the Year. Calvert should have been Monty, of course, as we all know. Interesting one. This was the surprise one from tonight. Fan Player of the Year went to Oscar Zawada. Great that he got some recognition. Maria Rojas, Fan Player of the Year in the women's competition. Hillary Bill picked up a couple of awards tonight for the Golden Glove and Save of the Year. Golden Glove in the men's competition went to Lawrence Thomas from West Sydney Wanderers. The Save of the Year went to Andrew Redmayne for a save against Melbourne City. Golden Boot, of course, Jamie McLaren and Hannah Keane has been fantastic for West United this year. Goal of the Year went to Sydney FC's Madison Haley in the women's competition. And again, another surprise, actually. Giordano Colley picked up Goal of the Year for Perth Glory for that early season strike against Adelaide United. 4 awards to come. Young Footballer of the Year for the men's and women's competition. Julie Dolan Medal. Johnny Warren Medal. Here we go. Surely now, man. How long since the last update? 17 minutes. Surely it's going to be soon, right? Who do you think will win the Johnny Warren Medal? It's got to be Craig Goodwin. It's got to be Craig Goodwin. And I'll tell you what, we'll scroll down to, they showed us the votes a moment ago. For, there you go, round 17. That's what we're looking for. Round 17, Craig Goodwin on 24 points. Matt Leckie's behind him on 22, but Matt Leckie missed a chunk of games around the middle of the season. I don't think Matt Leckie will catch Goodwin. Could O'Shea, McLaren, or Borrello catch up? Maybe. We had some people suggesting that Brandon Borrello, who had a very strong finish to the season, could jump up there. Maybe Jamie McLaren, who finished off the season with a number of goals as well. So, but that's how it stands after 17 rounds. Interesting, right? All right. GW reckons it will be Brandon Borrello. There we go. Spencer says, did not expect to see O'Shea up there. He did have a great season, didn't he? Brock says, did Monty not win Coach of the Year because he got a red card and Calvert didn't? Yes, we've been told that is the reason why, which is ridiculous, right? Because it's the same. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But like the same logic should apply to players, right? Like if that's applying to coaches, why does that not apply to players? I can't recall if any of those players were sent off this season. Was Jay O'Shea maybe sent off? I don't think so. I don't think any of those top 5 players were sent off this season. But, if a player receives the highest votes for an award and they receive the red card, do they miss out on that award? I don't know, Yeah. Gina asks, do you think Bozanic played better in West Sydney Wanderers or Central Coast Mariners? Central Coast Mariners, for sure. For sure. Yeah, he hasn't played that much for West Sydney Wanderers. He had a stint in the middle of the season where he was starting a bunch of games, but definitely for Mariners. He was very good last year for Mariners. There we go. Gooden wasn't sent off, and he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to get sent off anyway. Hey, Jacob, thank you for the fact checking that O'Shea was sent off against Perth. There you go. So that's the thing, right? Like if O'Shea somehow finishes top, Does he miss out because he picked up a red card? Yeah. There you go. Spencer, thank you as well. O'Shea, double yellow against Perth. The current leaderboard. Craig Goodwin leading the way. 2 days, 2 sleeps until the grand final. Melbourne City, Central Coast Mariners. Very excited for it. Can't wait for it. Oh, dude, finally. Oh my God, we've been waiting and finally it's here. And no surprise, young football of the year goes to Jordan Boss from Melbourne City. Well deserved. What a season he has had. Let's have a look at the blurb here. Star on the rise indeed. Jordan Boss was awarded the Men's Young Footballer of the Year after a breakout season with Melbourne City. The left back earned his spot in the 11 from match day 1 and never looked back, putting together one of the top individual campaigns of all players in the competition. Indeed, he did. Boss earned a debut Socceroos call-up in March and recently signed with Belgian outfit KVC Westerlo for a record outbound Australian transfer fee. This is no surprise at all, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably the easiest award to pick tonight. Jordan Boss has been insanely good this season. That tea has gone cold now. Indeed, it has gone cold now, but it's still sipping away. Deserved indeed, right? Deserved indeed. There we go. Brock says, I wish there was a place where you could watch the awards live. A lot of people have been saying that throughout the stream tonight, and we all agree, right? It would have been great, but we have to settle for the live blog on the Keep Up website. But there you go. 3 moments ago, Jordy Boss has just picked up the Young Footballer of the Year in the men's competition, and the award for the women's competition should be coming up real soon as well. And then we have the final awards coming through as well. 3 awards remaining in the night. Oh, we've got the women's one. It is Sarah Hunter. It is listed up here. It hasn't come up on the feed, though. Let's do a refresh. It looks like Sarah Hunter has just picked up the women's Young Footballer of the Year. They haven't popped it up in the feed, but it is listed right here, as you can see. Sarah Hunter, congratulations, which brings us to the final 2 awards of the night. The Julie Dolan Medal and the Johnny Warren Medal. And it is currently 9:23 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You'd expect that they'd be wrapping this awards night up at 9:30. So I'm gonna say that in the next 7 minutes, we're gonna see the final 2 awards revealed. How come Boss to Manchester City was off? I guess we'll never know. But I think it's great that he's gone to a club like Westerlo in Belgium. You know, a smaller league in comparison to some of the bigger leagues in Europe, and I'm sure he'll get some good game time there as well. Seems like it's official. Ange to Spurs. Obviously, that's been the big news story that's been circulating around Australian football in the last few days, hasn't it? Ange Postecoglou to Tottenham Hotspur, which would be huge for an Australian manager to take charge in the Premier League. It would be huge for Australian football, wouldn't it? All right. So we have the Young Footballers of the Year. Jordy Boss, Sarah Hunter have picked up their awards. So we just have 2 awards left to be presented. The final awards of the night. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. If you have enjoyed the stream, hit the like button to show your support. It helps out a whole lot. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. But as you can see here, just 1 minute ago, Sarah Hunter was awarded the Young Footballer of the Year in the Liberty A-League Women's Competition, a premiership, a championship, and now a Young Footballer of the Year award for Sarah Hunter. Hunter was one of Sydney FC's top players en route to the Sky Blues, winning the Liberty A-League double The midfielder was an integral part of Sydney's engine room alongside Mackenzie Hawkesby and Shay Holman, and won plaudits for her work on both sides of the ball, particularly in attack, where she scored 4 goals and tallied 3 assists. Quote from Sarah here says, "I've been on cloud 9 the whole month. Super lucky to be in such an amazing team with such an amazing girls. Congratulations to Sarah Hunter, who has picked up a number of awards this season, herself and her club." There you go. 3 minutes ago, which means surely now, any second now, we are going to find out who will be winning the Julie Dolan medal and the Johnny Warren medal, the best players from the men's and women's competitions. Dude, every time we scroll up, why is it here? We see this photo of Calvert with his Coach of the Year awards. Should have been Monty. Every time we scroll up, he's there. Nothing against Calvert. He's had a fantastic season with Adelaide United. Let's jump back to the chat. What are we saying? What are we saying, ladies and gentlemen? Troy's here, says, "Hey, look, you can't wait for Saturday. Go Mariners. Up the coasties. Let's go." Talking about Jordy Boss. Brock says, "Even if he went to Man City, he would be loaned out anyway." That is true. That is true. PK23 asks, "What do you think of Giancarlo Italiano with the Knicks? West City Wanderers assistant has joined him." Indeed. Andy Griffiths joining Italiano Wellington Phoenix, which was an interesting one. So, look, I think it is a good move for Wellington Phoenix because it means that, Giancarlo Italiano has been at Wellington for the last few years now as assistant under Ufuk Talay. They're not going to change up too much. You'd expect there's going to be, a similar sort of philosophy there at Wellington Phoenix. So, it's going to mean some stability there for Wellington Phoenix, which I think is important. And yeah, Andy Griffiths joining him. Robbie Cruz. Poor Robbie Cruz. Best ever A-League player, Thomas Broich. See you later. Jacob says, Canberra, career mode, Rogic, Marquee signing. Oh, hey, we've got an award. It's just refreshed. The Julie Dolan medalist is Alex Chidiac. There you go, the best player in the Liberty A-League Women's Competition, Alex Chidiac from Melbourne Victory. Just now confirmed. Incredible. Melbourne Victory playmaker Alex Chidiac has taken out the Julie Dolan medal, accruing more points than any other player in the Liberty A-League, despite featuring on loan for Melbourne Victory in just 13 of the club's 20 games this season. Dude, that's an incredible feat. 13 out of 20 games, and she's won the award. The attacking midfielder is poised to be a weapon for the Matildas coach, Tony Gustafsson, at the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Congratulations, Alex. There you go. That is pretty remarkable, isn't it? I mean, 13 out of 20 games. She was in on loan at Melbourne Victory and has won the Julie Dolan medal for Melbourne Victory. Wow. There you go. Brock says deserved. Brock says deserved. Love this random comment from Charlie. Says, "Hey, Lockie, my sports teacher plays up top with Andy Keogh in the WA State Leagues." That is so random, and I love it. Love it. Going back to the comments here, the chat chiefy says they will be moving away from Uffy's 4-2-2. Correction from Butter, 4-2-2-2. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do if they do shift away from that. Very curious to see what kind of players they bring in as well, what players they lose. Wellington always lose good players every season, don't they? So that was 2 minutes ago, the Julie Dolan medalist. We are set to finish off the night tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with the Johnny Warren medal, which has certainly got to be Craig Goodwin, right? Certainly got to be Craig Goodwin. There you go. Look at all these awards, man. If you want the full recap of this on this live blog, it's linked in the description. It's on the Keep Up website. We have one more award to go. We are at guys. Thanks so much for sticking with me the whole way through. We are going to keep this page up because any second now we are going to find out who's winning the best player in the A-League Men's competition. It's got to be Craig Goodwin. It's going to be Craig Goodwin. Oh, there you go. Come Dog Season. Elite Falcon. Dude, I never knew that. Elite Falcon. I often see your name on the streams. Is Come Dog Season. There you go. Do we even know where Tally is going? Asks Fortnite. We don't. Nothing has been confirmed yet. Nothing has been confirmed yet. Cruz says reckons it'll be Borello for the Johnny Warren medal. You could make a sneaky charge late. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. That's right, Joseph. Good Craig win. Good Craig win. All right. Here we go. Any second now. We're on the live blog. We are. This is nice. We are experiencing this live together as one. Jacob says Lofthouse should have won Player of the Year. Oh, look, to be fair, you had a decent finish to the season, didn't you, Lofthouse? Promising young player. Got to be Craig Goodwin. Got to be Craig Goodwin. If it isn't, I'm going to be surprised, right? If it isn't, I'm going to be surprised. Brock says, I'm very surprised about Colley's goal of the season. In my opinion, Tullio or Diamante's screamer versus Sydney FC. Yeah, I could have seen both of those awarded. I was back in Diamante's as well, but Colley goal was great as well. But it says Zawada for Johnny Warren. I mean, he after round 17, he wasn't in that top 5. And then we've got it. There we go. It's live. It's in. Craig Goodwin. No surprise, in my opinion. He has just picked up the Johnny Warren medal. Well-deserved. An incredible season from the Adelaide Star after a fantastic World Cup. The King of Coopers takes out top honours, the Johnny Warren medal. Goodwin's widely anticipated success is due reward for a remarkable season in which he contributed 15 goals and 10 assists. Remarkable numbers to Adelaide United's passage to the Isuzu Ute A-League semi-finals, and also started for the Socceroos and the World Cup in Qatar last year. What do we make of it? Craig Goodwin voted the best player of the season. Costa, the Adelaide fan, is happy. GOAT win. Fortnite says the actual GOAT. He's just too good, says Charlie. Indeed, he is. My GOAT, says Costa. There we go. There we go. Was it a surprise? I don't think it was. Have they revealed the overall votes? I'd be curious to see that. They might reveal that in the potentially tomorrow or later tonight, but we'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, Craig Goodwin has just picked up the Johnny Warren medal. He's been voted the best player in the A-League this season. Spencer's upset that Cruz was robbed after he only played, 14 minutes this season. Oh, my goodness. But, I mean, just those numbers from Goodwin, right? I mean, we've got to have a look here. 15 goals, 10 assists. Those numbers are unrivaled in this competition, man. He's incredibly consistent, a fantastic player. One of the best players the A-League has ever seen, in my opinion. One of Australia's best ever players that is featured in the A-Leagues. So, there you go. That wraps up our night. Let's have one final recap on the awards. The major ones, the ones to point out, Carl Vert picking up Coach of the Year. We had Oscar Zawada winning Fan Player of the Year. Golden Glove went to Lawrence Thomas from West Sydney Wanderers. And what else do we have here? Hannah Keane picking up top goal scorer of the year in the women's competition. Jane McLaren, of course, top in the men's competition. Hilary Beale picked up 2 awards. The West United goalkeeper. Goal of the year in the men's competition went to Collie. In the women's competition went to Madison Haley. The young players of the year, Geordie Boss from Melbourne City picked it up in the men's competition. Sarah Hunter from Sydney FC in the women's competition. Alex Chidiac winning the Julie Dolan medal. And then Craig Goodwin. No surprises there for me. Picking up the Johnny Warren medal. Well, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that brings a conclusion to our watch along, our live reaction to the awards night tonight. Grand final 2 days time. Keep an eye on the channel. We've got plenty of content coming out. Can't wait for it. So I hope you guys enjoy the grand final on Saturday. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Just show your support and check out some other videos. We've got the vlogs. We've got the Mariners Adelaide semi-final vlog linked down below. More videos on the channel and plenty coming up in this off-season, A-League's off-season. But the football never stops, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Lockie. This is Coastwood Football. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.